Badgerteers and Badgerettes. It is that time! It is the fatal four-way crossover! Badger versus Crazy Scene versus Josh's life and video versus Yats! Each of us will have a fantastically spammingly awesome 3, count 'em, 3, oh yeah, wrestling memories. And it's up to you, the YouTube public, to decide who wins the Battle Royale. So, watch and find out. Will it be Yats? Will it be Crazy Scene? Or will it be Josh's live in video? Or will the immortal one, the Badger, oh yeah, will Badgermania run wild, brother? Watch and find out. Of course, first, it's Yes to enter the ring.
Thanks guys, and welcome to my top 3 wrestling moments. So I'm going to jump straight into it and start with number 3. And it's not only like my third favourite, it was also the first ever wrestling match I can remember watching. It happened in 2003, I was about 7 or 8 at the time. You know, it was one of those moments where, you know, wrestling was on pretty late. It's still is on pretty late now because I live in the UK, so yeah, since that's not. And it was the match between Big Show and Brock Lesnar where they actually broke the ring. And I remember thinking as my young self, like, wow, oh my god, no way, this has just happened. And so, like, the way the crowd reacted, the way the commentators reacted to it, it was like, I mean, and then that's what got me hooked on it, and then I've been watching it ever since. You know, I've been watching like in the mornings, you know, on Saturdays, or it was on roughly when you got home from school. It was quite important back then, so I caught it whenever I could, and then sometimes now I'd stay up late and watch it all the time again. Number 2 is by far probably my favourite wrestler of all time, or like of my time anyway, and that's Jeff Hardy and his Swanton Bomb, which is his finisher. For those of you who don't know, and for those of you who do, you know what it's like. It's pretty spectacular and amazing. And the specific one I'm talking about is the one he done on CM Punk off the ladder, and this was the time when they introduced, I think it was just that one off, I'm not sure, but they introduced like really big ladders, like bigger than the ladders that they have today. And Jeff Hardy got to the top of one and Swanton bombed CM Punk through the announcement table, and I was so amazed. Like, you know, Jeff Hardy was my favourite. He just done the finisher. I was so hyped when it was done. I was like, oh my god, oh! And that brings me to number 1. And after Jeff Hardy left, you know, I was kind of a big fan of aerial, you know, like air type wrestlers, you know, who like to hit like big moves off the ropes and were quite agile. But the only other wrestler I did like was Randy Orton, and most of you know who he is through Vine or through being a wrestling fan. And this is the match between him and my favourite, or my second favourite aerial threat person, Evan Bourne. And his finisher with Evan Bourne is called Airborne, and it's when he gets some height off the top ropes. There's a 360 flip, and then basically body slams you. And just watching him get the height, it like fascinated me. I mean, like every time he done it, I got hooked. You know, you could see the excitement that it brought to the fans. But this one moment I'm talking about was the match when, like, they were both my favourite. They've been my top 3 moments. I hope you enjoyed them, and so on. So until next time guys, thanks for watching this bit, and over and out.
Thank you very much, Yats! Right, that was a convincing argument, young man, for your top 3. Ooh, yeah, but there's plenty more Badger testing fun to come. And now, on to Crazy Scene DX! Woo, woo, woo! Will he win? Let's see.
I was asked by my good friend Badger to record and mention my top 3 moments in professional wrestling. I can do that. Alright. It's kind of hard to decide down to the 3, but let's see. What would I consider number 3? Mankind versus Undertaker at Hell in a Cell 1998. In pay-per-view, I think it was King of the Ring, maybe? I think it was. Anywho, I'm sure everyone knows that moment. The night that Mick Foley nearly died, in a sense. Because he went through so much punishment that it is unbelievable that he's still walking to this day. I didn't actually watch it as it happened, but when I finally got to see it happen, holy cow. Mick Foley, wrestling as Mankind, climbed on top of the cell, Undertaker up there, and then was tossed off 16 feet through the Spanish announce table. He would then be stretchered off, only to get off the stretcher and continue the match, and even be chokeslammed through the cell. And Undertaker, according to what I looked up, legit thought that Mick Foley died. This was no wrestling match by any means, but it is so incredible to watch Mick Foley go through all that it is honestly many people's most memorable moments, one of their most memorable moments. Like I said, it wasn't a match in any case, it was a massacre. Taker would win it. And honestly, Mick Foley had gone through so much in that match that I believe it was recorded that Vince McMahon had told him that he never wants to see one of his men go through that again. It is remembered for the ages and is honestly considered, despite not in a wrestling capability, one of the best Hell in a Cell matches of all time. The second one, number 2, would be something from recent memory. It happened earlier this year in TNA, no less. Please keep your hate for TNA to yourselves, because they've done tons of things better than WWE has, and has actually been more watchable for me than WWE has been, especially after Monday Night Raw on September 7th, I believe it was. This was basically the culmination of the rivalry between Ethan Carter III, who TNA took after the result of WWE releasing him, and molded him into what, like, arguably the best heel in pro wrestling today, against Rockstar Spud, a talented and true underdog of sorts. They had a hard-fought battle, and it was the last time I can remember being so emotionally invested that I legitimately got pissed at the result and the aftermath. Rockstar Spud fought hard, ended up being busted open, had channeled guys like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ultimate Warrior, but ultimately fell victim to EC3's undefeated streak. EC3 would cut a promo afterwards saying that Spud earned his respect, that he pretty much has a strong heart and can be a champion one day. He then said he wasn't going to shave him because this was a hair versus hair match, but then was pretty much like, just kidding, and pulled the biggest heel move he had so far, and ended up putting him in Tree of Woe and shaving him bald. I know that it is kayfabe, I know that it's real, but in that instant, it felt real to me all over again. I felt so emotionally invested in this feud, in this match, that is considered one of my better moments. But why is it not number 1? I couldn't deny this. I tried putting TNA at number 1, but then I remembered this moment. For me, is the embrace of Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. Please keep your "Who's Chris Benoit" comments to yourself. despite the controversy of the Benoit tragedy and the people saying it wasn't actually Benoit but it could have been Kevin Sullivan, whether it be because they have actual evidence or whether it be because that they want to try to save the name of the Benoit name, although to be honest I do have a feeling that the evidence is pointing at something, but I'm not going to get into that. What happened was WrestleMania 20. One of the best WrestleManias in a while, according to some. Eddie Guerrero had successfully defended the WWE Championship against Kurt Angle. And Chris Benoit, the Royal Rumble winner of 2004, ended up being able to go up against the World Heavyweight Champion Triple H, but also Shawn Michaels was thrown into the mix in what was a hard-fought encounter from all the participants, with Benoit ultimately winning the title, the World Heavyweight Championship, that is. And afterwards, Eddie Guerrero was in the ring. These two were the closest of friends. The absolute closest of friends. Like, they were, in a sense, inseparable. And they realized in that moment that they were both on top of the world together, that they both made it. They made it. And they embraced. Chris Benoit's family came in to celebrate, everyone came to celebrate. It is a moment that is unfortunately tarnished because of a controversial, tragic situation. But to many people, no matter what happened in reality with the Benoit tragedy, to many people, it is the greatest moment in WrestleMania history, if not professional wrestling history. They knew that they made it, and it was beautiful. I mean, beautiful. I thought that on this list was going to be TNA with EC3 and Spud, but then I remember Guerrero and Benoit embracing. A moment that is the greatest moment that will never be acknowledged, by WWE at least. It's very sad, really. So, those are my top 3 wrestling moments.
Yeah, that was a fantastically splendidly awesome top 3, brother. Let's see. Oh yeah. Cause it's now time for Josh's Life in Video!
Hey, it's Josh from Josh's Life and Video, and the Badger has asked me to cover my top 3 moments in WWE history. At number 3, 2006 Royal Rumble, Rey Mysterio wins. It was my first ever bought pay-per-view, it was great, he wins the Royal Rumble, he comes in at number 1, he leaves at number 30, and he holds up Eddie Guerrero, who passed several months previously, and it's great, has to be on the list. Number 2 has got to be the rivalry between Shawn Michaels and Triple H, and they finally ended it in a 3 stages of hell match. It was unbelievable, Shawn Michaels picking up the victory. It was one of the best matches I ever saw. It was one of my first matches I ever really saw. There was blood, there was high flying, ladders, chairs, sledgehammers, it was just great. And number 1, the Dudleys versus Edge and Christian versus the Hardys in a TLC match at WrestleMania for the title. Jeff Hardy grabs the belt, Edge spears him from the top of a ladder. It was unbelievable. I watched it with all my friends that night. We had a big sleepover and it was unbelievable. We all couldn't stop screaming. It was the greatest moment of my wrestling experience and I loved it. Gotta be number 1, Edge spearing Jeff Hardy at the WrestleMania pay-per-view. Back to the Badger.
Oh yeah, brother! Testify! But of course, now it's time for the Badger's Top 3 Wrestling Memories. Yes, first off, we picture the scene. Yes, the Stinger, Steve Borden, has reinvented himself as Joker Sting. And this is one of my favourite moments in wrestling history because you've never seen anything like it. 1 minute, Sting is a brooding character above the rooftops, sits like the Crow, always disappearing, appearing, similar to the Undertaker, and then next, in July, he just appears and snaps and goes bonkers, and then is almost like an anti-hero once again, and it's one of the best moves that TNA have ever done with a character, ever, in my opinion. It was just so fresh to watch, so entertaining, and what made me a TNA fan. Really enjoyed it, and I couldn't believe some of the random stuff that the Stinger was coming out with, and it just like blew my mind. And obviously as a Batman fan, it was a bonus, because it was like the Joker had become a wrestler. It was fantastic. So that is why that is my third top favourite moment. Number 2 in my top favourite moments is Goldberg's undefeated streak. Goldberg. Da 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 da. Boo boo boo. Da da da. Well, there's enough of that. But yeah, Goldberg during his 1997 to 2001 debut. He managed to rack up a total of 173 wins in WCW. 2-0, so it's 173 to 0. This guy was unstoppable. Yes, 173 wrestlers managed to get squished and pinned and beaten to a pulp by my man, Bill Goldberg, during his fantastically spiffing streak at the company. And there's been no wrestler like it ever since. And I challenge you to tell me that there is a better wrestler in WCW than Bill the Man Goldberg. He managed to get defeated, finally, by Kevin Nash at Starrcade. And this was not a legitimate loss, in my opinion, because he got tasered. What? He got tasered and then pinned. So Razor Ramon tasered him, and then Kevin Nash pinned him for the win. This is not a legitimate win, in my opinion. So I don't think the streak ever ended, personally. And my number 1 in the Badger's top 3 wrestling moments is Hulk Hogan's heel turn at Bash at the Beach in 1996, when he turned into Hollywood Hulk Hogan. And this, of course, formed the NWO, one of my favourite wrestling, shall we say, not organisations, but my favourite wrestling heel group. Yes, of all time, my favourite heel wrestling group is the NWO, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan, as their leader, would triumph and defeat all in his path in not exactly good terms. Yes, Hollywood Hulk Hogan was a complete reinvention for the Hulkster, and this made it really fresh and really entertaining to watch, because it was all in black and white with lightning across the top of his legs, and it was just fantastic. And he had a completely new moveset. It was just great, and I think this was, along with the NWO and of course Hollywood Hulk Hogan, was one of the best things in WCW history. So please let me know what you think of my top 3 moments in wrestling history, Badgerteers and Badgerettes. Each of us has a convincing argument who should win the top 3 battle royale, but only you can decide. Please comment below your victor, the ringmaster. Who will be the king of the Badger's ring? Will it be yes? Or will it be just as like a video? Or will Crazy Scene DX win? Or will it be the Badger? Please comment below and let us know what your favourite top 3 is, old chaps and chapettes, Badgerteers and Badgerettes of all ages. Please comment below who you think is the victor. See you later, guys. Bye.
Hey Badger Nation.
What's up, everyone?
How's it going, guys? Hi,
What's up, guys? Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm Mums the Witch.
So we're Lenny and Princess. I'm Arikina Gaming. This is the Unido TV.
It is I, on the keyboard.
I'm Johnny Goldenberg.
My name's Hogan.
I'm Pink Deadpool.
From YouTubers genuinely supporting each other Facebook group.
Hey, guess what?
I watch the Badger.
So we watch the Badger.
And I watch the Badger.
I watch the Badger.
And I support the Badger.
I watch the Badger.
I the Badger.
I watch the Badger. What?
And I watch the Badger.
the spiffingly smashing Badger.
Welcome to the smashingly spiffing Badger Show.
Go Badger! Go Badger! Go Badger!
It's cool!